What's up, everybody? Welcome to Hammerdown Motorsports. If you guys are new to the channel, my name is Steve Fast, and today out here in Pennsylvania we have a beautiful fall day. We do have a new toy for the Ram Rebel, and behind me we have our 2000 F-150. Now I think when we hit 18,000 subscribers we should definitely celebrate and maybe cut some T-tops in this thing. Drop in the comments, tell me what you think. So, quick little update on the Rebel. I do have the Dixie Horns set up, all mounted nicely in behind the bumper. Can't even see it from the outside. And even when you go underneath, everything's really nice and neat, tucked up out of the way. We do have a little bit of an issue that I did run into. I have my wiring right here. I left a little bit of extra just because I didn't know how much it's going to have to go into the cab for the switches, relays, all that kind of good stuff. But we did run into a little problem with the compressor. I did get something that was maybe a little bit faulty and it just doesn't want to play the notes right. Every hose is cut correctly, everything's done properly, but it just doesn't sound right. So I contacted the company that I bought it from and they were very quick to respond. They said they're going to get another compressor, they're going to test it, make sure that it's right, send it out to me, and we should have this all sorted out. So a little sneak peek at our switch panel. I've got this panel right here, got our horn button right here. We've got some accessory switches, and I think what I'm going to do is this one right here is going to be our master. So this one turns on and then all this stuff can work, and then I can just shut it off so we're not having stuff running without keyed power. And right here we have our basic structure for our mount. The switch panel is obviously going to mount in here. I do have a little bit more trimming to do. We're going to cut this nicely around where this is going to be so it's going to look nice underneath the dash. We're going to paint it all up and it should turn out really well. Also over here we do have our bed lighting that we installed, and this is the factory Mopar bed lighting. We did make a video on this if you guys missed that one, but all in all everything looks really good, but still they don't work. We can push the button, nothing happens. And yes, there is a video online where you can have these hooked up in a way so you don't have to go to the dealer to have it reflashed or put in the dealer code or whatever to turn these on. But for me, I would like to have it hooked up the way the instructions said, just for the reason that if you ever had to go back to the dealership for something electrical, if they go in they say, oh well, you tied into this circuit and that caused this to happen, and you know, even if that isn't the case, they like to blame stuff on things that you did, and if you tampered with the wiring, you can end up with an issue, and I just don't want to go that way. It's not going to be a big deal. I'm just going to pin it into the BCM myself. As per the instructions, I always have that to go back on. Say I bought the Mopar kit, I went exactly to the instructions, and I followed every step as if you guys installed it, so there's nothing they can ever come back on me for, and it's just going to give me that little bit of peace of mind. So now you might be wondering, what did we get for the Ram Rebel? What is our new toy? And this one is actually from you guys in the comments section. I didn't even know about these, honestly, and I probably should have, but this is actually from Z Automotive. This is the Taser DT for the 2019 Ram truck, and this thing allows you to do all kinds of cool stuff. You can do light shows, you can do all your settings inside the vehicle. Basically like having a factory computer where you can manipulate different things. You can change where your daytime running lights are, you can change the threshold for your TPMS sensors, and you can change your tire size. There's a whole long list of stuff. Definitely check out their website and you can see all the different things that this thing does. This is not a sponsored video whatsoever. I went online, I ordered it from their website. I paid full price for it so we can give you guys kind of an idea on how this all works. I really just wanted to get it as soon as possible, so I just kind of went out there, bit the bullet, paid the money. We're gonna get it in the truck and see how this thing works. So now as far as our Taser DT goes on the Ram Rebel, we do have instructions here on how to install it. Kind of gives you a picture over here on where exactly it goes. It's right above the OBD2 port, and it's the SGW you want to disconnect. There's two connectors, and they're just gonna connect right into the module itself, and then we should start being able to see how this thing works. Okay, we're under the dash. Here is your OBD2, and then you're going to want to go a little bit towards the driver's side more. You see this aluminum piece, and if you go a little bit further, just kind of up there in that dark area, you're going to see your SJW. You can kind of see the two plugs right there. You're going to want to unplug those two and plug that into your new module. All right, everybody, it is the next day. We actually had to go to the dealership and get everything programmed for our lights in the bed that we installed on a previous video. Let's check those out real quick. We have the tailgate open and we don't have any lights. If I push the button, we still don't have any lights. But when we hit the key fob and unlock, we have our cargo lights there. We have our cargo lights here, and everything seems to work. And then when we lock the truck, everything turns off, and that's pretty much the functionality that we're getting out of these. So now, quick story, it costs somewhere around $200 to get this kit, and then I had to wire it all up and then take it into the dealership to have it programmed, and still all the functions don't work, which is kind of irritating, seeing how just getting this programmed was $120. And yeah, I think that's a little bit steep just for it to go into the computer and turn something on, but that's what they charged me. That's kind of what you're looking at when you get into this. I'm not sure why that switch isn't working. That's something I'm gonna have to ask the dealership about and see if there's something with the Rebel or something with the Ram box, something with the BCM that we have that's not allowing us to have that function. But after paying all that money, I really wish it worked exactly the way every other truck that you would buy would have, not just have it when you unlock and have your cargo lights on. That's, yeah, a little bit silly to me. But now that we're sort of done with the dealership for the time being, I do have the Taser installed underneath the dash. So let's go into the menu and see how this thing works. All right, so we got everything pretty much figured out. It did take a little bit of kind of figuring out the instructions on how to get everything to work, but this is basically the easiest rundown I can give you on how to do this. Is once you've got your Taser connected underneath the dash, what you're gonna do is turn it to run by pushing your start button twice, and then you're gonna scroll down to your audio menu. It's gonna show what's going on your satellite radio. My radio is on, but the volume's turned all the way off. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna turn on the cruise control. We're gonna hold down the left button, and then we're gonna hit cancel one time. Then on our display, it says clear CELs. Now that we know we are in the Taser menu, we can kind of navigate it by holding down left, hitting cancel, and that's going to take us through the different parts of the menu. Right now it says unmarry. I already married it to the truck, but when you first put it in, it's going to say marry question mark. So when you're in that menu, what you're going to do is you're going to hold down your left button and you're going to hit resume, and then it's going to count down and it's going to marry it to the truck. And it's just as easy to unmarry it. You just go through the menu and do the same thing, and it will disconnect it from the truck. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go hold down the left button, hit cancel, then it's going to go, we have a performance menu right now, we have TPMS, we have radio, we have lighting, we have off-road, we have other, we have the main TZ DT 18.03, which is the current software which I already have on my Taser. And we're going to go over to, this one says full reboot, and this next one is blank. We're going to go to this one, it says light show. So now what we're going to do is we're going to hold down left, we're going to hit resume, and now it says light show 1, and we should have light show 1 going on the truck. So let's hop out and check this thing out. And look at that, we have our light show going. This is actually light show 5. I did skip ahead a little bit just to kind of give it a little bit of a different pattern that'll show up really good on camera. But you can see we got our brights and our low beams going. We've got our daytime running lights going, our signal lights, our fog lights. Now let's go over here to the back of the truck. And you can even see the ones in here going as well. We've got our taillights doing all kinds of cool things. And even in here, I always thought this was just a amber, but it actually does it in red as well. We have a reverse light going. We've got our license plate lights going. This thing's looking like a true emergency vehicle. Show vehicle. I mean show vehicle. Don't turn these on the street. I've said this before. You're gonna go to jail. But all jokes aside, you don't have red and blues going, so it's not like you're impersonating a police officer. But if you were on the side of the road and you had an emergency or something like that, you could turn these lights on and be able to alert other people that you were there, kind of with more of an emergency light kind of display going on, so people aren't going to run into you when they're not paying attention or they're texting on their phone while they're driving. This is the kind of thing that can save your life in those situations. That's why I have an amber light on the top of my service truck. If I'm ever on the side of the road, I turn that on. Just kind of lets people know that there's people walking around this vehicle, and just to kind of be a little bit more cautious around that situation. But I'm super happy with it. I think that's pretty awesome, and I'm going to be having a whole lot of fun showing this feature off. So one more feature about this, which is really, really cool, is the fact that you don't actually have to go through the dash menu to turn on the light show. So you're sitting around with your buddies, they're all talking about how awesome their trucks are, and you pull out your key fob and you're able to access your light show from your key fob. Now this is done pretty simply. All you do is you go unlock, unlock, lock, unlock. And there it goes. We have light show number 1 displayed on our truck. Now, if you want to go through the different light shows, all you do is hit unlock, and it'll hit the next light show. Hit unlock again. It'll go to light show number 3. and so on and so forth, all the way up to number 6. And I believe there is 3 programmable ones that you'll have to do yourself if you want to make your own custom one. And if you want to turn them off, all you have to do is hit lock and they turn off. And also when you hook up your Taser to your computer and you go into the application, there's going to be a little box that says light show in motion, which is whether you want to or not have your light show actually going while the truck is in drive. So I may or may not have clicked that box. But like I've said about 1,000 times now, if you are driving your truck down the road with the light show going, you're kind of doing that at your own risk. So there it is, everybody, the Z Automotive Tazer DT for the new body style 2019 and up Ram trucks. Works absolutely awesome. There's so many things this thing does, so we're definitely going to be doing a whole lot more with it. Definitely chasing down that front camera because I am very excited to have that on this truck. And with the Z Automotive Tazer, we're going to be able to actually do that. So we will have that in an upcoming video. Definitely stay tuned for that. If you guys enjoyed the video, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. And as always, keep that hammer down.